Sher, host for Asian Culture in America, a production of the Asian Cultural Arts Society. I have here a copy of the English version of the book from China called The Nei Ching. It's a compilation of almost 5,000 years of Chinese medicine. It's become pretty much the medical Bible of Chinese medicine. It is, with respect, dedicated to Wang Ti, who was an emperor of China back around 2600 BC. This is a book that encompasses many, many areas of Chinese medicine. The basics of health in China for thousands of years has been acupuncture, qigong, and herbal medicine. Today we speak about the Chinese herbal medicine, and with me, fortunately, is a man who thrives on this medicine. This is Dr. James Golding from Somerville, New Jersey. This is the...
Good day, Master Sher.
Welcome. It's good to be back. We've done this before. Huh?
It's good to be here.
Yeah. How'd you like to give us a quick overview? You've been practicing now almost 2 decades. Right? You have a lot of knowledge. I know you've studied Chinese herbal medicine along with acupuncture in China, which gives you a very broad-based, that plus Western studies here, of Chinese medicine. And I know you. I won't say brilliant, but I will say that you're very knowledgeable in this kind of subject. Would you like to give a little interview, an overview to the audience about herbal medicine?
Chinese herbal medicine is the main treatment mode within traditional Chinese medicine, or what's known as TCM. Traditional Chinese medicine incorporates the use of acupuncture and herbology in the treatment of a vast number of conditions. Written herbal medicine has been around for no less than 2,500 years, and its practice has gone back for thousands of years. Although acupuncture was initially introduced to Western culture, Chinese herbal medicine is catching on very quickly, and it is one of the #1 alternative treatment modes within natural health care today.
You know, I think one of the reasons for this movement of Chinese herbal medicine is the fact, compared to acupuncture, there was nothing existing in the Western medicine world that relates somewhat to acupuncture, whereas herbal medicine has been in Europe for generations and generations. So I think it was easier to assimilate. So now that it's back here, I think it's going to be, I don't have to think about it, it shows that Chinese herbal medicine is just growing in popularity in the past 10 years or so. Okay, where it took acupuncture a long time to get a start. I feel that's got a lot to do with the fact that Europe was so much into herbs.
Well, Chinese herbal medicine is the oldest continuous use of natural medicines known to man. They originated the use of herbs and the Chinese system of medical well-being.
Yeah, that's the desire to keep the natural body. I think a lot of that has to do with that's why surgery was not very popular in China and in most of the Orient for that reason. They relied so much on their natural, including herbal medicine, to keep themselves healthy. It was necessary to have surgery.
Yeah.
Where we went right away into anatomy, physiology, and cut open everything, you know.
Well, I don't think back a long time ago they had the technical know-how to do surgical procedures or anything like that. But the Chinese herbology is the material foundation for well-being. And as in all Chinese medicine, these tools are tools of balance and tools of harmony that help to reestablish health and lift up one's immune occurring responses to bring overall well-being to the body.
Yeah, what the popularity of the herbal medicine now, if we leave acupuncture alone for a moment, is what is mostly people come to for Chinese herbal medicine? What is the benefits to them that they would see, that they would know about?
Well, the primary reason why someone would come to see me would be the failure of Western medicine to help them with their given condition. The majority of people do not come to me as initially as a first resort. It's usually because their symptoms or their condition has failed to normal or conventional treatment. So then they're out there looking for alternatives. There's a whole host of conditions that Chinese herbal medicine treats better than anything available as far as Western medicine is concerned. Mm-hmm. The difference between Western herbology and the Chinese medical system is Western herbology predominantly treats symptoms, let's say a runny nose or menstrual pain or a person has a headache. Chinese herbal medicine treats, number one, a Chinese pattern diagnosis and the symptoms. And what the difference is that the Chinese pattern diagnosis takes into consideration not just the symptom sequence, but tongue diagnosis, pulse diagnosis, and what's called the 8 guiding criteria within Chinese herbal medicine. This allows the treatment to be specified for the individual as opposed to just prescriptive for take this for that condition. This allows the prescription to be modified and more homogeneous to the individual's body.
Now, I know you don't just dispense off-the-counter herbal medicine pills and tablets and powders. You pretty much make a lot of this yourself, don't you, in your own laboratory?
Well, what you'll find out shortly is that we have 3 levels of herbal intervention that we do. Number 1 would be patent medicines. Patent medicines would be like herbal medicines that come either in pill form, in powders, or in tinctures, or in extracts. These forms are very easy and convenient for dispensing nowadays, and that's the predominant treatment mode. Secondarily would be the use of bulk herbs, which is raw herbs that we would be giving a patient to take home, and they would boil that according to instructions, and they would drink that in the form of a tea.
Mm-hmm. Very popular today is the herb ginseng, and I noticed that you have over there lots of variety of different types of ginseng. Mm-hmm. Would we talk a little bit about that? Can we show the people what we have? Okay, so we're going to go over to where you have your ginseng collection and inform us of what's going on.
Okay.
Well, Dr. Golding, I certainly have a variety of herb products here, okay, and how many approximately are there? How many herbs are there, not only in China, but in the world now from China?
Well, in Chinese herbal medicine, there is approximately 500 herbs in the Chinese materia medica. About 15 to 20% of those herbs do not originate in China, but they are integrated within the system of traditional Chinese medicine because they work so well within the confines of pulse and tongue diagnosis in Chinese medicine.
It's not from China, not all of them from China. Is it all Asian, though, or is there any Western?
No, they're herbs that have been gathered from all around the world.
Oh. So the 5 continents, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah? Oh. Well, the most popular at this time, the past several years now, has been the ginseng. But I see here different varieties of ginseng. How does anyone figure what we're supposed to do?
Ginseng is probably the most widely used and most recognized herb in Chinese medicine by the general public at large. Western medicine has done a lot of study of ginseng, and it is classified as an adaptogen. And adaptogen means non-specific increased resistance to stress. That's the reason why the claims of ginseng helping so many different things have been made, is because in general it helps to lift up your body's immune response.
Mm-hmm. I see you have fascinating is ampules here, small bottles and some ampules, and then teas. You have teas, ginseng tea, which I see advertisements for all over the place.
Well, I hope to break this down for you. Ginseng is grown all around the world, and practically it's in every country it can be grown. There's American ginseng, there's Siberian ginseng, Korean ginseng. Some of the strongest ginseng in the world, or as far as its medicinal properties go, are in Siberia, and also red Korean ginseng. And these medicinal properties help to lift up or invigorate one's energy. It can come in the form of a tea, which can be, you can just add to water. It can come in the raw herbal form. It can come in the form of a tincture, which a person would drink, which is an extract that is in alcohol. I don't recommend this all that much, because it's hard to say exactly how much the medicinal value you're getting from a tincture or a liquid like this. And its more popular form is that it comes in a tablet form. Everyone isn't necessarily a good candidate for taking ginseng. It's not something that I believe an individual should take throughout the course of their life all of the time. It's preferential to take it in the winter if one's going to do it. And it lifts up what the Chinese call the yang, or your energetic quality, your energetic side of your body. Something that I'd like to introduce you to at this time. Christina, can I have the danshen? Thank you.
Doctor, let me just ask you here, this fascinates me. They say it's grown in South Dakota, it's grown in China. How is it grown? Is this a bush, or is this underground?
It is a root, and that root can grow anywhere from 1 year to 20, 25 years. So what we see is a wide range of costs for what ginseng can be. You can pay $1 or $2 a pound for ginseng. You can pay $3,000 or $4,000 a pound for ginseng if you go into Chinatown in the city. And that relates to, number one, where it's grown, and secondarily, how old the root is. The older the root, the greater the medicinal properties contained within that.
What is this now that you brought up?
Well, the reason why I want to introduce you to danshen is that to take ginseng over a long period of time, it can often deplete your body's energies. It can deplete your adrenal glands. It can wear you down. What happens in Chinese medicine or in life, where there's an up, there's a down, and the goal of Chinese medicine is to bring things into balance. Western culture is always trying to push to get more and more out of things. But what happens is that if you do ginseng all of the time, you're actually using up your energy and wearing down the internal fabric of your body.
I think that's important. I really do think that's important, because I know the people in this area or this country are like that. They take 5 or 6 different ginsengs at the same time forever.
It's the thought that more is better, and if it increases your energy, that it's better for you. Not always, because you don't want to do it at the long-term consequence of your health and well-being. The reason why I want to introduce you to danshen is because danshen has a very mild effect, similar to ginseng, but also nourishes what they call the yin of the body, or the material foundation of your body and well-being. And it's dirt cheap. So what happens is that you can take 2 to 3 ounces of this, boil this for an hour or 2, and drink this as a tonic. It's cost efficient, and not only are you lifting up your body's energy very slowly and passively over a long period of time, but you're also building an internal strength that deals with your body and organs.
So what is there a best way, tablets, ampules, tinctures, is there a best way, or should it be the root? Is the root?
Well, the best way would be in its raw form, cooked as we're doing here, as we'll demonstrate later, in a Chinese herbal cooker, or boiled. This way, you're guaranteed that you're getting exactly what you're paying for, and you know the dosages exactly. When it comes to pills, I only recommend, or what's called patent remedies, I only recommend these to my patients when these are pills that are manufactured here in the United States. And the reason for that is that we have much greater quality control in the processing of tablet or patent medicines in the States than in any other region of the world. But most of the raw herbs that come into the country are imported from China. But the best form is in its raw form, but it's really not convenient for people. And so as a result, in our hectic and busy schedules, people don't take the time out to do it. So convenience regretfully rules over the largest extent.
The quality that we have here on medicines is, can we give respect to the FDA, the fact that the FDA watches us much more carefully than most of the other countries in the world?
Well, at this given point in time, the FDA has pretty much a hands-off policy in regards to Chinese internal medicine. Not that they won't in the future, but it is such an integrated portion of Chinese culture and Asian culture that they really don't want to tread on people utilizing these medicines that have helped people for thousands of years. So they're a little leery about bringing our rules into something that's been going on for 5,000 years.
Before we worry about the quality, sometimes we have to worry the fact of the results.
Right.
As you said, for thousands of years, it's been helping Chinese people.
All of these remedies and all of these herbs that we're going to go over today are time-proven remedies over thousands of years that are extremely, extremely effective.
You had something else I mentioned. I don't remember the word, but another herb you said was very important.
Susan, would you bring to me the gochitsa, please?
What is it called, Doctor? Gochitsa?
It's called gochitsa, okay, or fructus lychee. This Chinese herb, which is a small little fruit. It looks like a dried raisin. This can be purchased at any Chinese food store, at any Asian market. It is readily available, and it's also very, very cheap. Something that patients ask me all the time. They're always looking for the secrets of longevity utilizing Chinese medicine. One of the most common things asked. And one of the key ingredients to increasing one's longevity is the utilization of this particular Chinese herb. And the way that I have people take it is that it'll come in two different ways. It'll either come in a dried form in a bag that you purchase in a store, or it'll come in a square cellophane package that is more of a fresh source. That's the best, of course. So you're going to take one package of that, and you'll put that into a container about this size. Then you'll take Chinese cooking wine or rice wine, and you'll pour a whole quart of that Chinese rice wine in with that package of gochitsa. You'll let that sit in your refrigerator for 2 weeks. Then what you'll do is each night before bed you will have 1 shot glass of this decoction, and it's very pleasant tasting. And it's like a liqueur in taste and in quality.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like a fruit liqueur. It tastes like a cross between, it's like a raisin liqueur. It's very, very palatable, very pleasant tasting. It will help with insomnia, but how it works in Chinese longevity is that this particular Chinese herb nourishes what they call the kidney channel. And the kidney channel is the root for your material foundational well-being in the body. Everything relates back to this particular embryonic channel within Chinese medicine. So if you were looking for something, what general overall thing could I do to lift up my quality of health? This is one of the #1 procedures that you could do.
What's it called again?
It's called gochitsa. Gochitsa, or fructus lychee.
I think longevity is on everyone's mind, isn't it?
Well, it's very popular in our culture. Looking good and feeling good.
Right. I see some things boiling over there. I think the audience would like to see, probably the first time in their life, certainly not too much on TV, like this, of herbal medicine being formulated right here in your laboratory.
Okay.
Can we go over there and maybe explain what's going on?
Happy to do so.
Yeah? Oh, great. This is longevity.
What we're seeing at this time is that we're watching Susan and Christina prepare Chinese herbal medicine. What they're doing, first of all, is that Susan is weighing out the herbs, and then she'll be dividing those up into how many how many potions how many proportions or doses that we want to give the patient. Some Chinese herbs need to be crushed with a mortar and pestle to make it so that when they're boiled, they dissolve better. At that point, those are going into the specialized herbal cookers that you're seeing in the background. These herbal cookers help to get a good distillate from the herbs, and then the herbs are placed into the specialized thermoses that we give the patients. We don't utilize this method for every patient that comes in, but for those patients that are really sick or ill, or the nature of the preparation for the herbs is such that it is more complex, we will make the herbal formula for the patient, and they will go home with their thermos for the medicine for however long a period of time is necessary.
Doctor, back to the cookers there, from beginning to the finished product, how long does it take if you're making one formulation for one person?
In general, it takes about a half an hour to an hour to make the majority of things that we prepare. Certain procedures that are more complex in Chinese medicine can take 3 to 4 to 5 hours, depending on how many steps or procedures are involved, or the nature of what we're treating.
Oh, so the person, the client could just about immediately get the preparation they need.
What we try to do is that when a patient comes into the office for their acupuncture treatment, initially when they come in, they will bring their thermos with them. I will do the tongue and pulse diagnosis and get a symptomatic update. From there, I will write their Chinese herbal prescription and then bring that back to the pharmacy. While the patient is under their acupuncture treatment, we will prepare the Chinese herbs for their ingestion, and they will walk with their thermos filled with their Chinese herbal prescription for the week. We will, if the patient's appointment isn't for a few weeks in advance, we concentrate the medicine so that it can be used over a longer duration of time.
You know, I think that's really wonderful, you know, that so locally in this area where someone could go and get their preparations made right there on the spot, everything fresh, everything from the root, as opposed to having something shipped from California, anything like that, you know. It's right there. You can't get the ingredients mixed and then bottled or something and sent all over the United States.
Right. It's something that I wanted to do for a very long period of time. It's very much a labor of love because it's very time and labor intensive, but you do get the satisfaction of the results that go with it, and for those individuals that are really in need, very important.
So this is done probably every day, then, right? Something like this going on in here in the lab?
We try to group it together so that we can do as much herbal preparation at one time for the needs of the week. This makes it so that when we're doing it, we can concentrate our effort. It's very difficult in a busy office to just immediately stop the normal functioning of the office to take care of it. So we have an indication of what our generalized needs are going to be for the week. Also, many herbal prescriptions, what she's preparing is a classic herbal prescription known as the Six Gentlemen. Now, the Six Gentlemen is a prescription used for individuals that are overstressed, overworked, chronically fatigued, have loose stools, and this preparation is a building block for a lot of other formulas. So when we have when we prepare this particular formula, we have it at our disposal to use as a base, very similar to a person making a soup stock.
Well, I think this is great. I think that airing this show will enlighten a lot of people, okay, in how they can further their health by doing things that are not so popular as much as a lot of the other medications that are bought, stuff like that. They I feel, my opinion, is putting them on the right track as opposed to just letting them loose in the field and buying this because there was an ad on TV or there was an ad in the paper. Like everybody runs to buy something that's the medication of the week, I think. So I think it's really great. I think we're very fortunate, not trying to flatter you, but it's what I feel. We're very fortunate to have someone like you in the lab doing this kind of work. I'd like to spend some time sitting down somewhere and talking about the field of the Chinese herbal medicine in general. Maybe you could take some of the things that you've done, the kind of clients you've had, preparations you made. Does that sound okay to you?
Happy to do so.
Okay, well, let's go find a couple of chairs and sit down. Okay, let's get back to what I asked you before, okay? I'd like you to say something to the audience. Sort of a wrap-up of why and where, how, when should they be involved? What is the most important reason or reasons that they should think in terms of not only Chinese medicine, but Chinese herbal medicine? I'm putting you on the spot, but it's okay.
Chinese herbal medicine can enhance your life. It can make your overall health and welfare and well-being much better. You take an herb like chaihu, and this is a herb that, when taken, helps to regulate all of the digestive processes in the body. It is a wonderful thing to have around your house as a medicinal. Everyone has around their house either a sinus medication or aspirin or some type of cough suppressant. What I'm recommending is that people reframe their thinking to take and have in their home some of these Chinese herbs, which are very easily prepared and have equal to, if not greater than, effect on your health and well-being than anything that is in common use in the West, and without the side effects, and leads towards balance and reestablishment of normal health quicker.
Well, that's our time is running out now, so I'd just like to say thank you. I want to shake your hand, okay?
Master Sher, thank you for coming
on the show, and that's it. That's Chinese herbal medicine in a nutshell. And of course, this is Asian Culture in America. I hope you enjoyed watching this show, and we'll continue to watch it. We try to bring as many interesting things we can to help you understand some of the Oriental ways, some of the Oriental health, healing arts. And I'm Paul Sher, your host.